In the backfield, you guys had Lenny Moore, another Hall of Famer.
Probably the greatest all-around offensive weapon that, I've ever been exposed to, coaching or playing. He was an all-pro as a combination flanker and running back. He was an all-pro as a full-time running back. And he could go deep, he could go short, he could go inside, he could go outside. He had the whole shooting match. And as I said, in all my years of looking at athletes, Jim Brown and Lenny Moore and John Unitas were the three greatest athletes I ever saw.
The real interesting thing about your perspective on all this is how long you were involved in the NFL, not only as a player, but also as a coach, assistant, and then as a head coach. And when you're talking about, hey, look, with all the guys I've seen coming out, these are the guys, it's like, man, that is unbelievable information for the fans out there. Also in the backfield, Alan Amici.
Alan Amici was one of the great all-around running backs because he could he had the strength and the power to run inside the tackles, and he had the speed to, go around in whenever he was called upon to do that. And he also, could catch the football and did a good job as a pass receiver. And he was also one of the smartest football players that a highly intelligent guy.
It's a who's who in this offensive huddle. Tight end, John Mackey.
John Mackey was a tremendous combination of speed and power and the ability to catch. He could hurt you deep. He could hurt you short, inside, outside. And then once he caught the football, the show started.
Coach, it all starts up front. Man, you guys had one of the all-time greats, Jim Parker.
Yeah, Jim was, he lined up right next to me, and I taught him everything he knows about blocking. Jim Parker came out of Ohio State where he played with for Woody Hayes, and, he was drafted number 1. We recognized talent in him and drafted him early in Weeb's career as head coach. He drafted Parker number 1 and put him at left tackle, and that took care of the quarterback's blind side. And he played there for, I guess, 10 years at least.
On the defensive side, Art Donovan.
Well, we had an Irishman and an Italian, and between the two of them, they gave those offensive quarterbacks hell. Marchetti and Donovan were quite a pair, and they were typical of. Marchetti was I don't know if you know this or not, but Marchetti was a World War II veteran. At 18 years old, he was in the Battle of the Bulge in Europe. And when he came into professional football, he had already seen life at its hardest, and NFL didn't faze him at all. And Art Donovan was also a World War II veteran. His claim to fame was, I'll use his terminology, I got shot the ass on Okinawa. which was a fact.
It's so hard for fans nowadays to even comprehend a country going to, being in a war. Then you look at players nowadays, and there is no way these guys could go to war and do the things that you guys did back in the day. Within that locker room, did you guys talk about those war experiences that these guys went through?
No, it was it never was brought up at all. We, were raised on a generation that experienced World War II from beginning to end, and it was just part of the growing up years. So, and And, you know, as I said, to have Art Donovan and Gino Marchetti on our team, we're veterans, so was not unusual at the time.
Even for myself, so hard to comprehend that having guys in the locker room that went through those life experiences at such a young age.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to even think how that